Let's make a little vocal shout or vocal percussion like this. So the goal is to use our voice almost like a synthesizer, a bit of an abstract instrument, not really use it like a singer would, but rather just use the vocal as a timbre. And it's a little bit of a spiritual successor to the think about it vocal shout. You've heard that a million times. We're going to roll our own, we're going to make our own from scratch. And again, this is kind of what we're going for. So as you can hear, this idea can give an injection of air and of energy into something that's otherwise fairly simple. It's also something that remix artists like to do a lot because they'll give you an already processed vocal stems and you just need to chop into it. But today we're going to roll our own. All we need is some kind of a microphone and we're just going to say something. We don't even need to sing. But the most important thing is that we're going to chop this at a vowel sound. So we need to say something with a nice clear vowel sound, maybe a ya, you, wa, we, woo, wa, wow. Try a few different ways that it might feel in your vocal tracts. Some more pushy, some more laid back. Sha, show, ya, oh, ya, yo, hi, oh, hey. So though you might feel silly doing this, remember that we're going to make it more abstract so it won't even feel like you at the end of the day. But again, we can say anything. Subscribe to Underdog. Leave a comment. Say something nice to me in the comments. All right, let's stop the recording. Now let's chop this baby up. Leave a comment. Say something nice to me in the comments. Say something nice to me in the comments. Okay, so instead of the whole recording, we're going to try using just this little part. So what I do here is I select this part. I do Command E, which snips this into its own little section. But inside of this sample, there's still a lot of data. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Command J, which consolidates it. So now, no matter how close we look in this, there is no extra data. It's going to be real easy to snip. We're going to make a new MIDI track. Drag this on to the new MIDI track. So this is like a weird manipulation that I've had to learn over the years. You do Shift Tab. And then you drag it down here. And then when we hit middle C, say something nice to me in the comments. Say something nice in the comments. Comment. Notice how we're really zoning in on those vowel sounds. Comment. And so now you can play this around the keyboard. Comment. So one thing that I'd like to do is I'd like to make this more abstract. So to make it more abstract, I want two things. First of all, I want to reduce the low frequencies. That'll do. And secondly, I want to mess around with the formants. And I find that the best way to do that is with little altar boy. Cool. This is one of the best ways to stop thinking about it as your voice and start thinking about it as just a synthesizer, as just a musical element. We create our sound that sounds like this, right? Let's make a new audio track and record what's coming out of here. You'd be like, that doesn't sound good yet. No, we're giving ourselves material. Yeah, it's perfect. Let's just take one of these, consolidate it again, stick it into a new sampler, and now we're getting further and further from normal voice, right? Cool, and we can almost be done now. Two things that also come to mind might be stick on a bunch of reverb. Sick. Could also use a little bit of OTT. That's going to make it sound really loud and bold. But you almost always want to just like reduce it down to only a little bit. And then in some of the references, we've also heard it very strongly distorted. So we could mess around with that as well. Pretty good. We could say we're done. Or we can push it into crazy multi-effects to degrade it and make it even more abstract. Anyway, let me record that again. As you might know, I'm a big fan of resampling stuff. So there we go, we can now place this somewhere in our composition. And it never ends, right? From here, if you want to pitch it up yet another octave, you can do whatever you want. So to summarize, you just take any vocal, you focus on a section with a vowel sound, you pitch shift it and format shift it around the place so that it becomes more abstract than concrete, more abstract than figurative. And once it starts to sound like just a synthesizer element, you put it through big reverbs, distortion, any kind of creative effects to make it sound big, and then feel free to keep bouncing to audio, reprocessing, bounce to audio, reprocessing, and just have fun with it. I hope this might trigger some inspiration for you. If you like the way I teach, maybe go follow one of my courses. Like the video, subscribe, and say something nice to me in the comments. And until next time, stay producing, be good to each other, and take care.